Hello everyone and welcome to my Ubergeek Gaming 1.9 Adventure Series. In this series I will be starting from a completely new world in the recent 1.9 update and playing through, trying to get through to the Ender Dragon, and from there through the rest of the achievements in the game. So go ahead and hopefully you enjoy this series. Go ahead and create a new world here. Sure this is set to survival. Actually, we'll go ahead, we'll leave it to survival. Generate structures on, no cheats, no bonus chest, and we will go with the default world type. And here we go. Alright, so here we are in a new world. Looks like the sun is just coming up on the first day of our adventure series. Looks like the seed has put me in a somewhat good spot, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. I will go ahead and see if I can get the seed to show here, so if those of you that want to possibly follow along or use the same map, you should be able to have that now. I will also try to get that in the video description once it is all uploaded. Alright. Well, first things first, looks like we got some pigs around, that's good. Some sheep, shouldn't be hungry. Let's go ahead and get started. So what I'm doing right now is just getting some basic tools set up, because I prefer to always make sure that I'm using the proper tool for the job. So just getting some wooden tools, and then we will continue from there to get better tools, and so before the sun sets, hopefully get a shelter up and some protection for the night. Seeing this nice hill over here, so I think I'm going to head that direction, look for some coal, and possibly use that as a beginning shelter, since it's already somewhat there. I just have to dig into the side there. Oh, look, we found some coal, and looks like possibly a little cave I can use. Perfect. Now, since I was able to find plenty of coal, what I'm going to do is get some stone here so I can get an oven and go take some of these pigs down so that I have food to eat and I don't end up starving. So I'll just collect a little bit of stone here till I think I have about 8 pieces. Alright, that should do it, and we'll go get some pigs for dinner. I like to try to get at least 8 pieces of pork chop so I can cook it efficiently and not be wasting the coal that I was able to find. So, alright, now I got more than enough coal, so I think I'm going to just step back here and find a good place to dig into this mountain. So I'm going to go check out and see where that little cave was at, and see if that might be a good spot to start a little first shelter at. Alright, well that's not much of a cave, but for my needs it should suit me just fine. So let me just clear some of this dirt out of the way, the entrance, so that I can make it somewhat safe for the night, and we'll go from there. Some of you may be wondering why I cleared it that direction. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little door here in, and then what I like to do is, oh, looks like it a little bit is bigger, it opens up as I get in, but I like to make a couple of little windows so that I can see out eventually and not just be walking out of my shelter directly into mobs of some sort. So I'm just going to go ahead and make this front out of stone completely, and then we'll get inside and start building a little bit of a makeshift shelter for tonight. I've lucked out. This is perfect for a kind of a first little shelter. We'll just go ahead and throw some dirt down over there to make it easier to get into and out of the front door, and we'll be good here in just a moment. Alright, I've changed my mind about wanting to use dirt as a floor. I'm just going to go ahead and use some of this cobble. Get a little bit of a space here so I can stand up on there and see out of there, and then we will dig back in here a little bit and make a little bit more of the shelter. There goes my wooden pick, so rather than replacing it at this point with another wooden pick that doesn't last me very long, I'm going to go ahead and make a little bit better pick here. And so this is my first video, so I've been watching some YouTubers for a while, and hopefully I can do a good job. But if you guys have any comments or suggestions for me, I am open to hear those, and would appreciate any feedback from anyone on what I can do to make this a better series. I'm going to go ahead and place a door here to hopefully avoid some mobs at night. And some of you might have seen that I placed the door sideways. That's a technique I learned pretty recently from a fellow gamer as a way to kind of trick certain mobs from being able to knock doors down. So when you place it, the door, I guess, shows that it's in a closed position, and then that's actually, it's showing as open right now, so the mobs won't try to break through it because they see it as an open door rather than a closed door. So it's just a little bit of advice on why I placed that, what looked somewhat odd to some of you possibly. Alright, so right now my whole facade is made out of stone. Just checking to see what time of day it is. It looks like it's getting pretty late though, because I can't see the sun, so looks like it's over there, so it's getting pretty late. So I am going to go ahead and get indoors and start building a little bit of a shelter. I'm going to try to keep these episodes to roughly about 20 minutes long, so that they're not too long. And it looks like I'm getting about halfway through this first episode, so I'm just going to continue to work here on the shelter a little bit, and we'll go from there. So what I'm doing here is just making a little space for me to be able to have put my bed and a few things in here. So I always like to just make about a 5x5 room starting out. It's big enough to put the bed down and maybe a couple of chests, but not too large, doesn't take too much time. So that's what I'm doing here, is just kind of getting the rough dimensions of the room dug out here, and then we'll go ahead and go from there. Just realizing there as I looked that I inadvertently made 3 furnaces. It looked like I meant to just make one, so we'll probably just put those in a chest somewhere and keep them for later. So now that I've got a chest, I'm going to go ahead and put some of the items that I'm probably not going to use too much in here. I'm working around this home base for the next little bit, so I don't necessarily need to carry everything with me, and it's just good to have a nice clean inventory in the event that I find new resources or anything that I'm going to need. So it looks like it's still nighttime, but just kind of keep going here. Looks like I need to make a new pick, and just keep digging in a little bit, see if we can't find iron or something. Sounds like there's a skeleton nearby. I'm just going to go back up here and check and see if I can't find him, or if he's down in a cave somewhere next to me. Looks like we got a spider out there. That's all I'm seeing for now, so that skeleton may be walking around on the mountain above me, or he may be in a hill. Let's just take a look around. It looks like we got some zombies. I'm going to go ahead and jump back in here. That little zombie can make it through these openings in my shelter for now, so if he saw me, you may have to fight him here in a second. Sounds like he might have gone above me though. So we'll see. I'm just hitting that 20-minute mark, so I'm just going to wait for the sun to come up and go from there so that this episode doesn't get too long. But I hope you've enjoyed this first episode. And like I said, if there is any comments or suggestions or anything I can do that would improve this series, hopefully open for those and welcome to hear the feedback. But like I said, we're just going to wait here for the sun to come up, and then we will cut this episode. Alright, I'm gonna try to see if I can find that zombie and fight him, see what happens. Because these little guys don't burn. Alright, well, the sun is up. The zombie behind me burned. I'm not sure you probably heard that in the audio. Looks like there's a great big hole right there. But we have survived the first night, taken down our first monster, and I realized that probably was not the smartest thing to do with a wooden sword, but we were able to get through it. So I'm going to go ahead and stop this episode right here, and on the next episode we'll go a little bit forward. We'll take out some of those sheep we found initially and get some wool and go from there.